A month and a half before 2K25 came out, I ended up giving y'all a little hint about 6'4 builds in NBA 2K25, and I told y'all 6'4 builds this year is going to be way different than what we had in NBA 2K24. And as of lately, I've made multiple 6'4 builds that's actually insane when it comes to just playing around when you come to getting contact dunks, being able to dribble the ball, cook up the defender, create your own shot, comes to playing defense while being playable in multiple game modes than only just one or two. So I've been messing around with my Anthony Edwards build and also my other 6'4 build, and I've been having a lot of fun. But today I'm going to be showing you two different variations of a 6'4 all-around guard build that you can make on NBA 2K25. With the two variations both being 6'4, the only thing that's going to be different is the wingspan. One's going to have a 6'9 wingspan, one's going to have a 6'7 wingspan. And the one with the 6'7 wingspan has a higher 3-point rating, so that's the only big difference when it comes to that, and the dunking ability. But for this build, we're on a 6'4, 190-pound build, 6'9 wingspan. This is the lowest weight I would recommend you to go. If you're someone that does not care about having strength on your build, then you can drop your weight. It's up to you. And this build is very similar to my Anthony Edwards build, but the dunking rating is a little bit different, and also the defense is way different from what I got on my AE build. Now, with the ball handling being in the 92, if you got cap breakers, you can end up putting this up. You can get unpluggable on Hall of Fame, or you can get handles for days on Hall of Fame if you end up raising that. Then the 86 speed with ball, I told a lot of you guys, once we figure out what was the best dribble styles, you can end up saving that. Hey, go lightning launches in Hall of Fame. It's no really big difference, to be honest, and you can save your actual attributes, because once you do your +1 or your max badge, you can end up getting lightning launches on Hall of Fame with an 86 speed with ball in your tier 1 category. Now you can end up doing it somewhere else to end up getting like handles for days or unpluckable on Hall of Fame without having to use cap breakers, but that's up to your decision. But we do have a 75 pass accuracy on this build. When it comes to dunking, we're going to have a 89 driving dunks to get them contact dunks, pro contact dunks off 1, pro contact dunks off 2, and then we're going to have 1 small contact dunk as well on this build. Then we have an 80 layup to be unlocked that Trae Young layup, since we are on a build that's under 6'5", with Trae Young being one of the best layup packages you can use on a small build. Then we're going to put our vertical to 78 so we can get those dunks. We got posterizer on silver, and then we got aerial wizard on gold. Now if you're someone that likes to do standing dunks, I'm going to end up throwing standing dunk on this build. I'm going to just make sure it suits almost everybody, just in case you get in a certain situation that you're just super close to the rim. We're going to end up giving this standing dunk at least like a, I'll say we would put around like 55. Some people can stop at 45, but I'm going to do 55, maybe 60. I'll do 60. We'll do a 60 standing dunk on this build. That's what we're going to end up doing. Especially for a build that's 6'4 with a 6'9 wingspan, that's not too bad. You can end up getting standing dunks consistently with a 60 on this game, especially if you know how to end up getting around your defender. But for the post control, we're going to make it a 42 so we can say those attributes. But for the shooting, we're gonna go 80. Actually, we're going 90. We're gonna go 90 3-pointer on this build. Now you see we have cap breakers. We can get a 92 3-pointer on this build max, since we have a 6'9 wingspan. So that means you'll be able to get a few badges. You get the shifty shooter on gold, things like that, the dead eye on gold. Once you end up putting your agility up, you will end up getting those 2 badges on gold. But if you want to end up getting Hall of Fame, that's where that 6'7 wingspan is going to come in at. So we're going to end up having a 90 3-pointer and a 80 mid-range when it comes to this build. But once I raise my agility, you'll see we get shifty shooter on gold. Once you end up putting your 3-point rating to a 91, and then you get dead eye on gold when you put your rating to a 92 3-pointer. But for right now, if you're going to use cap breakers, go 90 3-pointer, unless you want that Curry jump shot off rip. That would be the only reason I'd tell you to stop at 90. But if you want Curry jump shot, go 92 and just sacrifice any other things that I end up putting in this video as a defense. Now for the defense, we're going to have interior on this build, we're going to have perimeter, we're going to have steal, and we're going to also have a block and rebound. Now every build is going to always have all those categories. Most of the time you might see somebody with perimeter, steal, maybe a little bit block, and no rebound or no interior. This build is going to be able to do it all. You usually do 85 so we get that goal interceptor, but today we're going to end up going 94 steal, interceptor on Hall of Fame. Now we used our tier 1 for our actual max 1. We can have Hall of Fame interceptor turn into legend interceptor once you use your +1. So if you didn't hit level 30 yet, make sure y'all boys hit level 30 so you can get that +1. And then for our perimeter, we're gonna rock out with an 85 perimeter. It's not gonna make any type of difference. I'm gonna be honest, 85 perimeter, 92 perimeter, it's still gonna be a light pressure or open. That's literally the only difference. I'm gonna be honest, it's between light pressure or open. But when the block comes in handy, we're gonna do a 65 block. I would love to get high flyer denier, but 65, they can definitely get the job done. We can get a decent contest, nothing too crazy, but that's why the perimeter is like it is. But when it comes to the offensive and defensive rebound, you could keep it like this. You can go 68, keep it at 53, 55, or you can go 60, 60, or you can just max out both. But when it comes to this, I'm gonna do 68 and 60, just so I can have a little rebound on my defensive and some on my offensive. Then for our agility, Our agility, speed, vertical, all this for our physicals, this is very important. I know a lot of people would end up maybe possibly doing it this way, 85 speed, 85 vertical, and then put their strength up whatever, or put the extra attribute somewhere else. I'm gonna end up doing some maybe like 84 speed, 85 agility, and then having my strength to at least a 65 or 67. But I say I'm gonna go 67 so I can get those badges that I want, like the physical finisher. If you're someone that don't care about physical finisher or a strong handle on silver, then just drop your actual strength to 60. Or don't push strength at all, you can put it somewhere else. But we're gonna end up having a 78 or like free throw, so you can play multiple game modes with this build as well. But for all the takeovers that you get, you have a total of 24 takeovers that you can choose from. 24 takeovers is a lot, especially for a build like this. And for a build to have almost 1/3 of all the takeovers in the game, that is actually crazy to really think about. You have 1/3 of all the takeovers. It's like 70 something takeovers in the game. You have almost 1/3 of all the takeovers that you could possibly get in NBA 2K25 on a 6'4" build that can do everything. Contact dunks, shoot the ball, dribble, pass, also be able to play defense and get lanes, and also play on ball or even play corner. But they end up giving you the name two-way 3-level shot creator, SGA, Steve Francis, Lonzo Ball. I'm actually surprised that I seen SGA, but also I can't say I'm surprised because SGA still was high last year in NBA 2K24. He had like a 91 or 93 steal last year, and he was leading the league in steals. But for the next build, this is going to be a higher 3-point rating build. Now, if you're someone that wants a higher 3, you're not cool with a 93 pointer, you're not cool with a 92, this is what we're going to end up doing. We're going to be 6'4", 190 pounds, 6'7" wingspan. The ball handle is going to be the same. We're going to have a 92 ball handle, and we're going to have an 86 speed with ball. Like I said before, if you got cap breakers, you put it on the ball handle, get unpluckable on Hall of Fame and things like that, or you can get lightning launches on Hall of Fame. Make sure you use your +1 to max that on your tier 1 to end up getting those on Hall of Fame, or even legend if you end up doing that for shooting and things like that. Now for the 3-point rating, now I told you, it's going to be different from the other build. The last build, it was 90. You can get the 3-point rating to 95 to get Hall of Fame Deadeye and Hall of Fame Set Shot Specialist. Now to that, and you end up using your actual max +1 when you hit level 30, so you can use your tier 1. That's going to be legend. It's not going to be Hall of Fame. You can pick one of these badges to be legend. If you want your shifty shooter to be Hall of Fame, it could be. If you want your set shot specialist to be legend, it can be. So make sure y'all boys hit level 30 so you can get your tier 1 and your tier 2 when it comes to that max +1, because that's when it come in handy. Is telling you, it can change your build. You can have a build with posterizer on Hall of Fame, and then you'll have legend posterizer if you want to put it in your tier 1. But if we got a 95 3-pointer, 85 mid-range, and when it comes to the dunk, the last build had contact dunks. That's the only thing that's going to be really different on this build. We're going to only have an 80. You can do 75 if you want to, but I prefer 80. 80 is the sweet spot for me. You get a lot of good dunk packages with 80 or 75, but that's your choosing. I'm going to do an 80 layup for the Trae Young layup package, and if you want standing dunk, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to 55 this time. I'm going to go 55 standing dunk, and then we're going to go 42 post control. Now, with having 80 driving dunk, 80 layup, you can't really go wrong with that, to be honest, especially for a build like this that got a high 3-pointer, decent ball control. The only thing that's really different is the contact dunks and the 75 pass accuracy versus what we had on the other build. And then when it comes to the steal will not be 94 steal. It'll be 85 steal with an 85 perimeter with a 65 interior. Now, this build has more interior than the last build, and then the block is about the same, max block. And the only thing that you will see different when it comes to rebound, I'm only going to be able to get rebound for defensive, because when I end up trying to get my strength up on this build, I'm gonna have to sacrifice. It's between you sacrifice your strength and get the speed and keep it like this, or you will end up lowering your speed just like 83. Not too low, but doable, that you can still be able to play defense and chase after people up and down the court. The vertical is going to be 65, so we get that posterizer on bronze. And like I said, the strength is up to you. You can keep it just like this and add it somewhere else for the attributes, or you can end up upgrading it and getting to max to 68 or 69, so you get that box out beast on bronze with the rebound chaser on bronze. Then you got a 74 free throw. 74 free throw ain't enough for you, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You can end up hitting free throws with a 65 free throw in this game. But when it comes to the takeovers that you are able to get, it's less takeovers on this build. Since we don't got all the contact dunks and things like that, we missed out on a few takeovers. We got about at least almost 19 to 20 takeovers that you could choose from, and there's a little, I'd say it's about at least 8 or 9 good takeovers that everybody in the game are using in NBA 2K25 that you can definitely put into your game. Now, with the build being similar to the other one, we get Lonzo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, and James Harden, with the build being slightly different when it comes from contact dunks to pass accuracy and also steal. This is going to be a two-way 3-level shot creator, which I feel a lot of people will end up leaning towards that first build with the contact dunks, the decent 3-point shooting, decent ball handle, also have an interceptor on Hall of Fame. But if y'all boys want to see more gameplay on this 6'4" demigod build, hey man, make sure y'all boys drop a like, make sure y'all boys subscribe, and make sure you check out the 2 videos on the screen, man.